Concert goers who were looking forward to attending Capulet Festival over the weekend are wondering what went wrong with this event that saw the final day canceled, a significant downsize in venue and lineup, and organizers of the festival lashing out at fans for complaining on social media. Concert goers who paid their hard-earned money to get tickets are wondering whether or not they'll even get a refund in the wake of that Blue Ridge Rock Festival fiasco, with fans still wondering whether or not they'll get their money back for that event. So now the Attorney General's office in Connecticut is getting involved and looking into complaints filed by customers there, with the new venue being announced after downsizing from that 13,000 cap venue to a 1,200 cap venue, a major downsize. And the venue was said to be some 1 hour away from the original lineup. So you've got concert goers there who paid for hotel rooms that they can't get refunds on. All of this was made abruptly. And so you've got some understandably pissed off people wondering how this could happen and how it could be stopped from happening again. The original lineup for Capulet Fest, scheduled to take place between June 28th and June 30th over the weekend, was one that had fans seriously excited. August Burns Red was the headliner on Friday, Skillet was headlining on Saturday, and Nothing More was headlining on Sunday. But unfortunately, things quickly fell apart, with the band announcing a new venue some 1 hour away, with no explanation to fans wondering why this was happening. Then, a short time later, numerous bands dropped off the lineup, with Nothing More calling out the festival on social media. They wrote in their statement at the time, "To our fans who were planning on attending Capulet Fest, despite our best efforts, we unfortunately won't be playing this show. The band and our crew were all in Nashville rehearsing when we got the news that the promoter had lost access to the venue. Capulet Fest were able to find an alternate location for Friday and Saturday, but not for Sunday when we were scheduled to play. Earlier today, we were sent a proposed statement from the festival that was a blatant attempt to minimize their responsibility for the situation, and even more egregious than that, it offered no solutions for refunds for people who bought single-day tickets on Sunday, nor did it offer refunds for people that bought VIP meet and greet tickets through the Capulet Fest website. This is simply an unacceptable way of doing business, and we've lost all respect for the way they are handling the situation. While we may have lost tens of thousands of dollars in crew costs, flights, etc., this is nothing compared to a fan losing their hard-earned money they spent on tickets to see a show and have a great time with friends and family. We will continue to apply pressure on the promoters to do the right thing and hope that you will join us in pursuing this festival to issue refunds to all those who deserve them. We are so sorry to have such bad news on the eve of releasing our new album, and we look forward to seeing you on tour as soon as possible." The new Nothing More album, Carnal, is out now. Now, in addition to these changes from the festival promoter, there was little to no information offered to fans on social media who lashed out at Capulet Fest in the comments, and then eventually Capulet Fest lashed out back at them. It was truly a bizarre situation where they were talking about their efforts not being appreciated, and just really strange stuff here from this festival organizer. Things were so bad with Capulet Fest that the Attorney General himself is getting involved. Outraged fans contact the Attorney General's office, with the Attorney General William Tong himself holding a press conference on the matter, announcing they're investigating the festival. Fans wishing to file a complaint with the Attorney General's office can do so on their website. Now, the Attorney General at that press conference was clearly pissed off about this situation, even saying that fans were ripped off as a result of this festival. Here's more.
Frankly, a lot to be angry about, but I gotta tell you, nothing makes me more angry than seeing people in our state getting ripped off. And I'm afraid that's what happened with the Capulet Music Festival. I just drove from Norwalk. I had a meeting this morning at Norwalk Hospital, and on my way up, after I switched from 95 to 91, I see this big billboard for the Capulet Music Festival that promised a band called Skillet. There was another band, and a big splashy music festival that was supposed to go over 3 days and offer an outdoor experience, camping, food, music, safety, and that's not what people got. And now, this morning, we're up to 60 complaints about what was not delivered. That billboard now feels to me, when I see it, like one big giant misrepresentation and lie told to the people who paid good money for these tickets. And now we've got 60 complaints about a concert festival that never really happened the way that it was supposed to.
Now, as you can see there, the Attorney General is clearly pissed off about the situation. And to give you an idea of just how different the experience fans got versus what they paid for, here is a diagram of the lineup that was announced and advertised and what ultimately was the actual lineup that fans got before the whole thing was abruptly canceled on Sunday. So this was shared by Lambgoat. It says, me, can we go to Capulet Fest? Mom, we have Capulet Fest at home. The fest at home. And look at this. Look at the difference in the lineup that was initially advertised. Great bands. August Burns Red, Skillet, Nothing More. You've got Taproot, Census Failed, 10 Years, Cold, Lacey Sturm, Saint Asonia, all these great bands. Gideon as well. All of these bands on this lineup wanted to put on a show for the fans. They hate when shows are canceled. It sucks. Every one of these bands, I guarantee you, was ready to play for you. But unfortunately, as you can see on the right side, you've got these bands here tried to make it work. Much respect to them, the bands that ended up playing. They tried to hold up their end of the deal, even though, unfortunately, things really changed with this festival and is to the point where you saw that strongly worded statement there from the Attorney General, who I imagine is going to very much investigate this. And this is with the backdrop of what occurred with Blue Ridge Rock Festival. Still no word on the status of this incredibly long-winded insurance investigation into that matter, whether or not there's ever going to be refunds for this event that is coming up in a few short months on a year ago. And so now you have this other festival here with Capulet that is just really demonstrating why you need to be cautious with the festivals that you attend, because we've had numerous examples of them breaking bad, as this has over the weekend, to the point there is the Attorney General conducting an investigation with numerous complaints from local consumers there. And, as he mentioned, and as Nothing More mentioned in their statement, these fans paid their hard-earned money. Tickets have never been more expensive, and you're dealing with something like this where the lineup just fell apart. I mean, that is some good bands on that lineup, but that is not what the fans paid for. A fraction of what was promised to take place. And so imagine you have this really unfortunate situation with the festival falling apart for whatever the reason may be. Who knows? Maybe the festival has a reason that they can provide, but rather than plainly stating that, they really kind of go off on people on social media before ultimately taking their Facebook down. Very messy situation with this festival in general. It's just never a good situation when a festival is canceled, fans don't get the full experience, and they're wondering if they're even going to get refunds. Here is what they said on social media after all of this went down. Pretty crazy situation where they're almost talking like they want appreciation and respect from people when the entire event was essentially a disaster. Take a look. So this is from Brooklyn Vegan. They have their response that they had before their social media posts were ultimately taken down. So this is the statement that Capulet put out after canceling all of Sunday, and they're kind of lashing out at people, criticizing them, rather than just addressing the factors that led to this cancellation, something they really don't go into detail about at any point over the weekend. And it says, Sunday is no longer an option. We fought, we wrestled with obstacle after obstacle. We became a target. We became hated, even when we were doing our best to save something and give you the best show possible. No one sees the sacrifice. All they do is judge. We did everything we could. We hope you had fun. We did our best. Thank you to everyone who came out and had a blast. We hope you enjoyed the meet and greets. We hope you enjoyed the music. Goodbye. Goodbye. That is not a promising statement from a festival that customers are hoping to get a refund for. The post was then taken down. The page was then taken down. You're talking about they don't understand the sacrifice. It's like, if you're a business owner, yeah, you're going to sacrifice. If you're a business owner, you're going to do everything you can to make it successful. But when you're taking money for people and not providing them the experience they were promised, that's a problem. And it doesn't look good when you are essentially whining on Facebook about the situation unfolding. Look, anytime a live event doesn't go the way you had anticipated, that's heartbreaking. I'm sure people worked very hard to put Capulet together, and it's disappointing that it didn't happen the way that the organizers hoped that it would. But at the end of the day, they've got to take responsibility for the event that they put on, they scheduled, the ticket sales that they had, and this is not the way to deal with that. I mean, you saw for all of the shit that Blue Ridge got, and deservingly so, their statements were very much, this is just kind of unprofessional, and I don't really see the point of what that was. We became a target. We became hated. It's like, I don't really understand the statement here, other than the fact that it should have been, we are so sorry at the way things went down. We are doing everything we can to fix this. We will give you more information as we have it, and we'll be right back to you. Thank you all for reaching out, and we understand your concerns. Instead, they're like, goodbye. No one understands the sacrifice. My heart goes out to anybody who was looking forward to going to this festival and they spent their hard-earned money on it. And it sounds like the Attorney General's office is looking into it there in Connecticut. It's just very unfortunate. Unfortunate for the fans, unfortunate for the bands who are trying to make a living. And, you heard Nothing More say, at least $10,000 down the toilet as a result of this. And even they, had the respect for their fans. They're saying that's nothing compared to what y'all dealt with. And just all the other bands as well are just losing money. The fans are losing money. And, I'm sure the festival promoter is losing money too. And that's why they're frustrated. But at the end of the day, they put on this event, and it really, really turned out to be a big mess. And so, sad situation any way you look at it. That is your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe and notifications on for the latest news and updates.